this one. Let's see how the audio sounds. It's gonna take a second, which is slightly annoying, but fan. Let me also turn that on. Okay, why? There we go. Okay. Let me double check how the audio sounds. This should be decent. Okay, I can hear. Let me see if I can make it so I can't hear the fan in the background. Let's do this. Hey, that actually sounds a lot better. Ow. Oh wait, nope, that actually sounds worse. So let's go. Ow. Okay. That should be better. Oh, that sounds fantastic. Thank you, Rode. There we go. Okay, let's take those off. I need to put my camera kit back together a little bit. So let me grab that. Because I've been trying to organize stuff, and that has meant some of this has gotten disorganized. So camera goes there. That goes there. Cable for it goes right there. This is the mounting arm. Lens cover goes down there. That visor goes there. That battery and this battery go in the other thing. And then that goes in this pocket as well. I'll be honest, I'm realizing after I got this camera kit, or this camera bag, I wish it was gray. I wish it was like a light gray, because I cannot see anything in the pouch here. Because most camera equipment itself is black. Like, black. So I can't see what is in the actual pouches on this thing. Most of my camera bag is empty at this point because it's in other equipment cases for the time being. I might have to move where my microphone is because my shirt's gonna flop around like crazy, isn't it? Let me see if I can do this. Sorry, that probably sounded very fun. But that is better. It's actually holding the shirt so it doesn't flop around like crazy. Fan. Okay, I'm gonna rotate the fan this way. Okay. I've gone over emails this morning. Oh, this needs to go back in the camera bag. What else is over here? This needs to go back in the camera bag. Let me see if I can find my Amazon wish list. How's it going, everybody who's dropping in? Welcome, welcome. Okay, let me pull up my wish list. Yeah, this is literally built for the camera that I have. what are my thoughts on the Pixel 9 Pro XL? Um, there's one specific thing that makes me, like, there's one need that I have from a phone that all of the previous Pixel phones have not done. And let me see if the new one. Let me see. Oh my gosh, they stopped doing it with the Pixel 8. And so the main thing that bugs the heck out of me, so I'm still rocking a Note 9 because this is one of my favorite phones and have not had the money to upgrade. But one of the things I do with it frequently, if I have, where did I put my, I've been organizing stuff, so stuff is all over the place. So I will take a USB-C dock like this one, and it has HDMI out. I'm able to plug that into my phone and have like the display on something else. So especially when I'm filming and stuff like that, that means I can use the back cameras on this, but I use an iPhone now. I do the same thing with an iPhone. I just do it wirelessly to my M1 MacBook. But like that feature where you can go to an HDMI port, like it's one that needs to be there. Like, it's not a feature that like everyone needs, but the people who need it, it makes it so much better. I wish they had a full desktop experience. Oh wait, Pixel 9 does have the full desktop experience. Oh, that actually looks fantastic. So yeah, Pixel 9 Pro has every single thing that I would want in a phone right now. And also the Pixel cameras have been fantastic. Don't worry, I just muted him from the channel. He can enjoy watching my stream, but he can't comment anymore. Which is one of those things I wish you could do over on TikTok more easily. Like, they don't have that functionality easily. Hence one of the reasons I like being over on YouTube. Especially since I can get my audio to be better. Okay, what is next on my to-do list? I'm trying to go through all of my to-do list because I have meetings coming up, and so I want to make sure I have stuff done before my meetings. Why is this a frequently returned item? Is it because people don't realize they need to check which cameras it supports? I feel like that's going to be why. There we go. Yeah, it's very easy to mute people on here, so it makes my life easier. Yeah, everything checks out with this. I'm looking at a camera bag. Right now, and I'm trying to double check a couple things. It doesn't show. Oh, okay, it's showing that. That makes sense. Yeah. Okay. This can go back over there. This needs to go in the camera bag along with this and that and that. That microphone should go in there. Oh, that's what came with that soldering iron. Okay. Okay, that goes right there. I need something that I can solder. What random broken boards do I have lying around that I can solder on? Just threw out some hard drive ones. Dang it. I mean, I have this one, but I don't think I have the wires for it anymore. Oh, I have them right here. And the final one is down here. Okay. I can use this to test out that soldering iron. Just gotta go grab solder. So let's put this stuff back in the bag. Do I still have that mic pack that my mic pack is over there. Company sent me a really crappy mic pack a long while ago, and I don't know if I ever did a video about it. If I did, I'm sad that I did a video about it because the microphone sucks. Okay, that in there, that in there. There we go. I think that is everything for the camera bag. That can go over there now. Oh, literally one other thing. Let's put this over there. Okay. I'm realizing I don't have much rainbow stuff up behind me. That's a good point. Just cover up all the fun stuff with that for now. Okay. No, I didn't want to click that. I want this. Rainbow! Yeah. I would have my hat on right now, but I need to clean my hat because it is getting sweaty. I've been wearing it a lot lately. Okay. Double check. It's the best thing for me to get right now. See if there's any coupon on this. If not, it's just going to get added. Come on, add to cart. Okay, there we go. Yeah, anytime someone says they're anti-rainbow, I feel like they just need a hug. That sounds really sad. Okay, let's see how much that is going to be in total. Yeah, that one. Okay. That's gonna have to wait then. Who's uptight? Okay, I got another email, right? Oh yeah, this one. Yeah. Oh, thank you. And that one, I'm gonna do a video about most likely because that sounds like fun, talking about a brand that has just been a nightmare every step of the way. let's see, I have an hour and a half before I have to get rid of the, or if I have to get ready for my meeting. I mean, there's crap ton of nerd stuff back there. I need to clean and organize my shelves so it's a little bit better. I also need to go grab a USB extension cable. Do I have one in the... I have like some cables right here, but I don't think I have a USB extension cable in this. USB is over there. Is it accessible? A bit. I can do this. Because I really want to plug this thing in, but I need a USB extension cable so I can plug it in properly instead of just haphazardly like I've been doing. So it's going to plug in there, and then I can't fit it next to the bookshelf there, so it's going to have to go. I'll just do this right here for right now so it looks cool. Uh-oh. Oh, I didn't take it down a shelf. Okay. Because I want to properly wire manage that instead of just haphazardly. There we go. No, that's lit up. I really like how that looks with the lights. It just... magnifique. Let's see if this... I need to see if the email I sent has been read, and it has not. And there's been no movement there. One of the best things, like one of the best decisions I ever made was to put email read tracker on my stuff so I can see, especially like from a business aspect, I can see when someone opens my emails. Makes my life so much easier because then I can be like, oh, they haven't bothered opening it. There's no point in me like pushing further or working on this until they actually open it and get back to me. Do I have a 3D printer? Yeah. I just haven't used it in forever because I got a Prusa Mark III and they take a lot more time than I have to like make sure they're fully working at all times and to get to a point that I wanted it to be at. I got it to that point and then the nozzle, I needed to swap out for a better nozzle and just don't have the time or the energy to go digging through finding where someone has the nozzle that I want, that I can actually buy, and is actually going to be for sale for more than like a month because so many of them I put in a wish list going, okay, I'll get this for the printer, and then they don't sell it anymore like a month later because they have a new version and you have to go digging through and make sure it works with your printer. And I'm like, just make it easy. Like if I get another printer, I'm getting a Bambu Labs one because it's dead easy. Like it's no headache. And like the people that recommended the Prusa, like I love the Prusa, don't get me wrong, but it's very much an enthusiast. And like I asked the people, is it easy to maintain and like work with and things like that? And they're like, oh yeah, 100%. I get it. And it's like the biggest nightmare to maintain and work with. I'm like, thanks guys. What was I gonna grab? I was gonna grab something. Oh, solder. Okay. This one. Oh, does this... Okay, that's a massive downside on this. So I got sent this wireless soldering iron for testing, and it already has one major downside. So you can adjust the temperature on it by turning this dial to what you need, but all the temperatures are in Fahrenheit. When I label all of my stuff, I label in Celsius so I know what temperature I'm going with, because most things work in Celsius, preferably, and with stuff like this, you want to work in Celsius, honestly. So that's a negative on this one. Okay, I need... Let's get this heated up. Okay, that's going. Do I have helping hands in here? I do not. They're out here. I need a better set of helping hands because this one sucks. Yeah, so this soldering iron is battery powered, which already seems weird. I've tried battery powered soldering irons before, but that was a long time ago. And so I'm slightly wary of it. Just because, like, there's limitations to battery powered. But so far, it has been working really decently. I've just barely tested it so far. Let's rotate this way, move this over here. If I lock that down like that, I can then put that in there like that, and I have full access to the lead. Perfect. I should put this like up a little bit so you guys can actually see what I'm working on. Let me find something stable to put it on. Let me move my stack of phones. And then, oh, do I still have that crate? Yeah. This will work perfect. So I think if I put that right there, oh, it's just a touch too short. Okay. Let's... There we go. Chat might get in the way of some people seeing it, but... Okay, it does have a mode for like standby, and it cools down to a lower temperature, which is one of the things I wanted to make sure. I just don't know what that lower temperature is. Okay, I have this set to the right temp. But it is struggling. to melt this solder. Set it to the right temp, right? Yeah, for low melt solder, you're looking at just over 440 Fahrenheit, 227 Celsius, which is why I prefer Celsius when I'm dealing with soldering irons. In regular life, I prefer Fahrenheit because it's a good metric to work with for, like, human comfort and health. But for everything else, Celsius is amazing. Yeah. That does not feel like it's heated up to the right temperature. Feels like it's lower than the temperature I need. Just really glad low melt solder cools very quickly. Okay. It's getting hot enough to melt the solder, but it's not hot enough to heat up where I'm connecting the solder to. That's new. That's fun. Like, I feel like the dial is not accurate to the temperature that it says it is. Like, now it's actually melting that tip tinner. Okay, let's crank it up to 660 Fahrenheit. This should be a lot hotter than this solder needs. But that seems to actually be working better. I say better, but honestly, this is like the worst solder job I think I've ever done. And I've been doing this for like almost 2 decades. Okay, I'm gonna take it out of the helping hands. See if I can. Let's take the helping hands off so they don't fall. Take the solder off. Yeah. Also, the tips with this Oh my gosh, it is... I'm gonna burn my hand trying to clean this tip. Is there a different tip that doesn't have... No. Okay, let me see if I can show you guys this, what I'm struggling with right now. So each of the tips, see if the camera will actually focus on it. See at the end here, so I'll put my fingers just right by it. See how there's that little ridge where it changes what metal it is. So this is the actual soldering tip. Then it changes to a different metal, which I'm guessing is higher tolerance for the thermometer and things like that. But because it changes widths, changes widths, trying to use a proper tip cleaner like a Haku, it gets stuck and it starts pulling the stuff out. And that starts to explain to me why they supply it with, in the thing, they actually supply it with sponges. I don't use sponges because you're causing more damage to your soldering iron when you use a wet sponge, because your soldering iron is not meant to go from high heat to low heat very quickly. And when you tap it on a wet sponge, you're lowering the temperature very rapidly, which is not good for your soldering iron tips. Oh my gosh, it melted the solder for a second. And it moved the wire out of place because of it. I actually was not expecting it to actually melt the solder properly. Let me see if I can get this wire back into place without burning myself. Nope. Okay. Back to the helping hands. But this time we're going to do it differently. Like, there's a sponge in my helping hand system that I just don't use because it's not good for your soldering iron. But I keep it there because I don't have anything else I can put there. And it was useful for, like, some stuff, like wood burning and things like that, because that's a lower temperature, and those usually don't have as much degrading properties as an actual soldering iron and solder. I think when I film stuff for this, I think I'm going to compare the soldering iron I normally use, which is a fairly inexpensive soldering iron. I think this is more expensive than the one I normally use. But show like how well it works compared to others and how the soldering job looks at the end, which this one... Like, why are you not heating up the actual... It's melting the solder, but it's not heating up the actual wire or solder joint. So it's getting such a bad solder job. Okay, that's a much better solder job. It should not take that long. That actually looks okay. I would still judge myself for doing a solder job like that, but it will work. Now let's see if we can get the other one in there. Yeah, I'm finally getting back into doing more repair videos as I can. But most of what I'm trying to do lately is teach people tech in ways where it's not as daunting. Because a lot of people get like freaked out by tech if you start talking about it. And as I'm transferring from TikTok to YouTube, I'm trying to build my content a bit better, even though I'm importing all of my shorts from TikTok, which makes it a little bit harder. There's a lot of really random stuff. The best part is right now, I have old videos that are being uploaded about how I say Linux is the best operating system ever and everyone should use Linux, while also having new videos coming out where I talk about how Linux does not meet the needs for everyone. Which is one of my favorite things to see happening right now. Okay, I'm directly touching the solder and you're not melting the solder. This is low melt solder and I have you at twice the temperature it should need. What is going on here? I don't want to do the thing I used to do when I first started out soldering where I just crank the temperature. You are directly touching solder. It partially melted the solder and then just stopped halfway through. I just popped all of the solder off that it had already put on because it was not actually bonded to the metal. I am very worried about how this review is going to go for this soldering iron. Okay, where's the instructions so I can see why it was just pulsing red? Does this not say what the different, like, color light? What? Turn on the soldering iron. It doesn't have what, like, the different light indications mean. Okay, I'm going to change the tip on this. See if this is hot or not. Okay, it's warm. Where are... those won't work. These will. Oh, does that area not get hot on the soldering iron? Okay. Because this is plastic that I'm holding in my hand. So that would indicate to me that the entire soldering iron does not get hot, just a certain area of it. Okay, it says to do this. And insert that all the way. Let's align the tip decently. Do you need the battery charged? Is that what this red pulsing light means? And now you just turn green? I am so confused as to what the LED indicators mean. Okay, that's decently hot. Come on. Okay, it's able to melt the solder and part of my table, which is just great. Oh well. But it struggles to solder the moment I put it on anything. Okay, we're going up to 840. Let's see. At full temp, if this thing... I should not have to put this much force behind it, and it doesn't even feel like it's... the temperature's actually any different. Are you kidding me? This is low melt solder I'm working with right now. How is it struggling with low melt solder? That... This is as bad as some of the solder jobs that I've seen on things that come into my shop to be resoldered because something's not working properly. And when I see a solder job like this, I'm just like, oh, I see what's going on here. Someone did a horrible solder job and just mangled it. you kidding me? I'm just doing the thing that you should never do with a solder job and just adding more solder. And I think it keeps going to sleep because it keeps turning off the light on it. I think it has like a sleep setting where it's like, yeah, if I don't feel vibration for a certain amount of time, but like the sensor is not sensitive enough to realize that. And now it's blinking red. That looks like a mangled disaster. Like, why? I'm gonna go get my actual soldering iron. My soldering iron is not up there. Is it over here at the other soldering station? Because I know I did some soldering over here the other day. Ah. Okay. This is my normal soldering iron. I need to get a new tip for it. The poor tip on this thing is so worn out at this point. Okay. We're going to take the temp down to 250 because 250 C should be what is required for this. Okay, it's working a little bit. I actually want to take it. Let's boost it. There we go. Okay, that should be good. Let's put it right here for a second, and I'm going to adjust this so I can put a different wire in on this side. So I can act like I'm actually building this, which I technically am. I'm going to be using this at some point, but not until I fix the bad solder jobs on the other side. Are you kidding me? This side, I already have one wire done. Took me like half an hour with the Fantic wireless soldering iron. And then over on this side, add solder, double check that it's in there fully, because it doesn't look like it, but just needs a little bit of adjustment of the helping hands. Okay. Both those are soldered up correctly. Yeah, the wire's getting in the way of me touching the plate. Come on. There we go. That's one. That's two. So in less time than it took me to use the Fantic to wire up this side, and with a very not great looking solder job on that side. Oh wait, I wired up this side with the Fantic. I'm just like, wait a second, that solder job doesn't look too bad. Yeah, I wired up this side with the Fantic, and honestly, I'm willing to bet if I wiggle this wire, it'll just pop right out, and that one, it does not look great. Let's see if I can get the camera to focus on it for you guys. Yeah, camera's not going to focus on it. Come on. Focus. Gonna try my darndest. Yeah. You can kind of fuzzily see that it's garbage on that side. And I'm wondering if like the battery was getting low or something like that, and it just doesn't have a good way to indicate that. Also, the solder tip storage area, I'm not a fan of. It's something that Fantic really likes doing with their products, but it's something that I have seen fail over and over again, and so it just becomes a nuisance. Okay, let's see if I can find anywhere. It's all the normal warning stuff. Okay, was that red light just saying that it was not the proper temperature? Because that's what, like, the documentation seems to be saying. But that is ridiculous. Let me see what temperature I have this soldering iron normally set at. Yeah, this one should be able to do. Yeah, this soldering iron is bugging the heck out of me that it is not that great. Also, I'm actually curious why they picked these 6 temperatures. Because honestly, usually during soldering, you just need roughly 4 temperatures, and the lowest one on here is lower than what you should be using for solder anyway. Like, the lowest 2 on here are lower than what you should be using for soldering anyway. And then the max temperature is usually what I use for quick solder jobs. Like, this should be able to get the temperature I need to do everything that I did on this. Like, this one was fairly good. The first one I did with the soldering iron, but then it just got inconsistent. Yeah, those are all solidly in there. Okay. I don't know how I think I'm gonna do 3 videos. The good, the bad, and the generic. Because this thing, it's recharging right now. I wish it had like a proper indicator to tell me when it's charged and things like that. Like, tell me how much is charged, how much longer, things like that. But the instructions don't talk about anything like that. So, the instructions I've noticed from a lot of these different products that have been very popular over on TikTok are very lackluster when you look through them. So they have a sticker on the back here. Wonder. Oh, they had actual support information on the back of here originally. Yeah, I can still read the support information that's on there. That's funny. They no longer have the support phone number, I'm guessing. I also kind of want to see if the solder sucker is worth a darn. Like, it came with a lot of extras, but I feel like coming with a lot of extras when the base stuff doesn't work as well as it should, it's not a bonus. It's just fancy stuff to make you not notice that the rest of it isn't working properly. Okay, I should get cleaning so I can be ready for my meeting. And my shop opens in 4 minutes. So, yeah. This is disappointing. I was actually hopeful that I would find a soldering iron that is portable and battery powered. But I think my best option is still my Pine-Sol and just having a USB-C cable for it, because it was able to do all of that. And also not get stuck on a tip cleaner. The fact that it gets stuck in a tip cleaner. Do not clean your soldering iron tips with these. Not good. Bad. Just stop. Okay, I'm gonna go get some work done. And probably go get some food. I'm kind of hungry. Yeah. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. I can't believe this was that disappointing. Oh well. See you guys.